Rangers in shock talks with Jamie Vardy as the England legend eyes a stunning move to Ibrox, but that's not all. Transfer drama erupts as Luuk de Jong, the same striker who once mocked Rangers with a brutal revenge jibe, is now weighing up a deal to wear the blue shirt. And the chaos continues. Lille officially admit interest in Hamza Igamane, but Rangers have slapped a £15 million price tag on the Moroccan star. Plus, the Jigga deal is all but sealed, adding muscle to the backline ahead of Champions League qualifiers. These are our top viewers of the week with the most comments. Every Monday, I'll show them here in the video for you. Thank you all. You're amazing. Rangers are on the brink of bringing in yet another fresh face, and this time it's a towering addition from the Premier League. Hamza Jigga, the 6'4" centre-half from Wolves, is set to pull on the blue shirt after a deal was struck for a season-long loan to Ibrox. There's no option to buy, mind you, but that's not the focus right now. It's about beefing up a defence that was far too brittle last season. Now, let's be honest, recruitment's been our Achilles heel over the past few years. Too many punts, too little return, but there's been a shift. Under the 49ers watch, Russell Martin's getting what he's asked for: quality, youth, and athleticism. First came Max Aarons, then Emmanuel Fernandez, and now Jigga, a player admired enough by Wolves' boss, Vitor Pereira, that they refused to include a buyout clause. That alone tells you the lad's got pedigree. Jigga brings more than just height. He's played across Europe, 56 times for Red Star with 4 goals and 3 assists, 22 outings for Basel, and 21 for Nimes in France. He's no stranger to competing in different systems, and his aerial presence is exactly the kind of weapon we need on set pieces. Imagine him rising at the back post to meet a Tavernier delivery, and it's a nightmare waiting to happen for any defense. He's meeting the squad at St. George's Park just as we begin pre-season camp, and you can already feel a different energy around this group. With Champions League qualifiers on the horizon, Martin knew he needed his team close to ready and for once, the boards moved fast. But now the attention must turn. The defense is shaping up, but up front, we're threadbare. Dezers might be off, and we've still not landed a proven scorer. The name Jesuren Raksaki has been floating about, but talk's cheap. Action is what's needed now. Still, let's not lose sight. This Jigga move shows real intent. Rangers aren't here to take part next season. Martin and the 49ers are building a unit, a modern backline full of pace, power, and potential. But here's where things heat up. If Jigga excels and helps Rangers dominate defensively this season, should we be fuming that the club didn't insist on a buy option? Or is this just smart business while we wait to see if he's got the mentality to handle Ibrox pressure? You tell me. Well, buckle up, because this is the kind of rumor that splits a room right down the middle. Rangers have now opened talks with none other than Jamie Vardy. Yes, that Jamie Vardy, the Premier League champion, the man who tore up the script in 2016, laughed in the face of modern football elitism, and has been winding up defenders and fans for the better part of a decade, now 38. He's hung up his Leicester boots and is weighing up his next move, and Ibrox might just be his next hunting ground. The word is that preliminary talks have taken place and Rangers are stepping up their pursuit. Russell Martin, clearly wanting to inject experience and a bit of needle into his front line, believes Vardy could be a sharp bit of business. No strangers to a statement signing. The 49ers seem willing to go bold, and let's be real, if you take away the age and look at the raw attributes, Vardy still brings pace, nasty movement in the box, and a real appetite for the big occasion. Claudio Ranieri called him fantastic. Gary Lineker labeled him a hero, and whether you love him or loathe him, you feel it when Vardy's on the pitch. The man thrives on pressure and chaos, a perfect match for the intensity of Ibrox under the lights on a European night. He's not short of offers, though. America's waving the cash, and lesser leagues would hand him an easy ride into retirement. But if he chooses Rangers, it's not for the money. The man's sitting on a net worth of £9 million already. This would be about legacy, trophies, one last war cry in a proper footballing cauldron. Of course, the flip side is obvious. He's 38. It could all go flat after a few months, but imagine he bangs in a derby winner at the Piggery. That alone would justify the contract. Would you welcome Jamie Vardy to Ibrox with open arms, or is signing a 38-year-old ex-Prem star just another desperate swing from a board obsessed with shiny names instead of long-term answers? Now, this one's got all the spice you could ever want in a transfer rumour. Luuk de Jong, the same lad who mocked Rangers, with a revenge claim after battering us in Europe, could be pulling on the blue jersey this summer. You heard that right. The PSV Eindhoven striker, who's just come off contract, has had his name tossed into the Ibrox transfer mix. Dutch reports say he's open to the move, and now his own manager, Peter Bos, has confirmed they've had phone chats where Rangers came up in conversation. Bos is practically begging him to stay in the Eredivisie, but de Jong's holding off, weighing up his next step. And guess who's quietly lurking in the shadows? Russell Martin and the 49ers. Now, let's not beat around the bush. De Jong isn't just some random free agent. This is a player with pedigree: Barcelona, Sevilla, PSV, European knockout goals, and yes, some painful memories for you. Remember that 5-1 thrashing in Eindhoven? He bagged one. Remember the 2-2 draw at Ibrox? He scored there too. Then he rubbed salt in the wound, saying it was revenge for what Rangers did to them the year before. And now that same man might be wearing your badge. There's no question about what he brings on the pitch. Height, strength, experience, and a proper knack for scoring. He's 34, but he's aging like a Dutch cheese. Still sharp, still potent. And with the likes of Dezers possibly heading for the exit, there's a massive gap to fill. Can you forgive the man who openly celebrated putting Rangers to the sword just because he might now help us push for silverware? Would you honestly welcome Luuk de Jong to Ibrox? Or should a man who once claimed revenge against Rangers never be allowed to wear the badge no matter how good he is? There's been plenty of noise swirling around Hamza Igamane over the last few days, and now it's coming straight from the horse's mouth. Lille President Olivier Letang has admitted his club are tracking the Rangers forward, but here's the kicker. No offers been made. Not yet, anyway. Letang's statement was short and to the point. Yes, they're following Igamane. Yes, he's on their radar. But as it stands, they've not submitted a single bid. That hasn't stopped tongues wagging, especially after Igamane's noticeable absence from the squad in the friendly against Club Brugge. Social media was already in overdrive, with folk whispering that a move might be close, but Russell Martin moved quickly to shut that down. No transfer drama, just a visa hiccup, plain and simple. According to the boss, Igamane was literally at the airport, ready to rejoin the squad, but got caught in a bit of red tape. Nothing sinister, just paperwork delays after changes to his visa situation. Martin insists he'll be back in training this week. Still, it's all come at a curious time, hasn't it? You've got a 22-year-old forward, capped internationally, just starting to find his rhythm, and suddenly, one of France's top clubs, potentially pairing him with Olivier Giroud, is openly admitting interest. That doesn't happen by accident. And then there's that £15 million valuation. That's the number supposedly giving Lille cold feet. Now you know, and I know, if Rangers are slapping that kind of price tag on him, it means one thing. They know they've got a serious player on their hands. Should Rangers cash in on Hamza Igamane now while his value is high? Or is letting a young, explosive striker leave before he's even had a proper go in the first team a massive step backwards for a club trying to build something serious? Comment below what you think about the news. Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.